Hey everyone, good morning. Julia here. We're going to do a full body sculpt class this morning. So I want you to make sure you've got a mat as well as your gliding discs or towels in place of these. If you have really slippery socks, you could even use socks in place of those things. Also some weights of your choice. Things that you could use in place of weights could be water bottles or cans of soup, anything like that. Also a ball, something similar to this size. This is one of my son's balls, so it doesn't have to be a workout ball. You could even use a pillow. We're gonna do some glute bridge work, pressing into this ball. So something similar to that in size. And then also, not required, but if you do have a resistance band, I want you to grab one of these as well. So we are going to get started this morning, just creating that heat through our whole body, standing at one end of your mat. Something else I do want to remind you, put on your favorite music here. I have yet to put together a no copyrighted playlist of music. So you get to hear my kiddos in the background. Put on your best favorite playlist to get you motivated. Let's stand at one end of our mat, get that nice reach, pressing those arms up towards the ceiling, interlocking your fingers, and we're just gonna go side to side here, creating that length down the side of your body, and then switch to the other side. Beautiful job. And then nice and slow, we're gonna roll down towards your mat, and we're gonna walk out, keeping a slight bend in those knees, dropping into a push-up here, and then slowly pressing back up, keeping those legs mostly straight as you walk back up to stand tall, adding that reach each time. Firing up your core here as you come into your tall plank. Modification for this push-up, you could always drop a knee, right? Or you could drop to both knees. Slight bend in your knees as you come up, reaching tall. So a few more right here. Staying with that breath. Adding intention. So with everything, your glutes are fired up, so are your legs. Really just starting to warm up all the muscles here. Shoulders, chest. Let's do one more. Give it your best. Rock it out. Nice strong push-up. Get your chest all the way down. Beautiful job. Now we're gonna come onto all fours. I want you to have one weight nearby. We're gonna eventually be using two. So coming into all fours position here, those knees are directly underneath the hips. Your hands are directly underneath your shoulders. You're gonna have that weight in your left hand to start. And you're gonna extend your opposite leg. So extending your right leg as we extend that weight and left arm out in front of us. So before we do that, I want you to have that nice tall, nice strong tabletop. So bringing your navel up towards your spine here, nice flat back. So trying not to round the back, trying not to sag the back here. So separating the shoulder blades, and on that exhale, you're just gonna reach that weight out in front of your shoulder as you extend the right leg, and then slowly bring them back towards the mat and just let them hover. Exhale, press back up. So keeping those ears right in line with your shoulders if you can. So just looking straight down at your mat, trying not to open up your hips here. So don't let them sag, don't let them open up to the side, just nice and square. So getting that little bit of a shoulder raise here, squeezing through the right glute and hamstring. Staying with the breath, big exhale as you lift, inhale, lower. If the weight is too much, just get rid of it here. We're gonna lift and hold on this next one. So lift it and hold, and then just tiny pulses through that shoulder raise. And if it's too much to have that right leg lifted, put it back down. Last 10, yes you can. We're gonna hold on to that weight with this hand. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. So coming back to all fours here, right knee plugs back into your mat, and then we're gonna go into that single tricep. So you've got that right or left elbow right at your waist. Your weight is facing out away from your body, and then on your exhale, keeping that elbow close to the body, and then extending your forearm out behind you. Now keep in mind, you still have that really strong tabletop here. So your core is engaged, pressing your belly button up towards your back. And your shoulders are still separated apart from each other, keeping that nice long neck and spine. Staying with the breath, it's just about the tricep here. Now level 2, if you want to add that challenge back in, fire up your core, send that right leg back out behind you. Staying with the breath, you can roll those left toes under for more stabilization. Notice that if you leave your foot flat here, you tend to rock side to side, but however it's comfortable for you. Stay with it. We're gonna hold out that forearm in 3, 2, 1. Now hold it out. Back of that arm should be burning here. Tiny pulse. Yes, you can for 10. Pierce is playing in the bathroom. At least he's washing his hands, right? Just 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Quick child's pose in between. Really releasing through the neck and through your back before we switch it over to the other side. Sorry guys. We're coming back into our tabletop, and you're gonna press that left hand into the mat, and you're gonna have the weight in the right hand, and we'll get into that lift. So lifting that right arm out in front of you, left leg extends behind you, and then they're just gonna hover. Hello, Pierce, as you inhale down. Now again, if it's too much, with that left leg extended behind you, you can always bring it down. Keep your neck long, shoulders away from those ears. We'll hold this next one up. Exhale, press, hold it here. Tiny pulse through the shoulder. Make it burn. Keep that navel pressing up towards the back. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, and bring it down. So repositioning those knees under your hips. We're gonna add on to this one. I'll spin around so you can see. So that right elbow is at your waist to start. Palm is facing out away from your body. Really strong tabletop. So still not letting the spine round here. We're not doing anything but hinging from our elbow. Notice how the rest of my arm, I'm not moving forward and back with my whole arm. I'm keeping my arm tight to my body, and I'm just extending my forearm away. Your wrist should be in line with the elbow here. So try not to curl it in or press it out away from you. Now level 2, if you want to add that opposite leg, send the left leg out behind you. Keep that lowering of the forearm slow. So resist it back in. We're gonna hold it out on this next one. Press and hold, tiny pulse. So you're starting to just lower and then press back up. For 10, make it burn, make it count. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. We're getting into our rotator. So grabbing both of your weights now, you're gonna take a seat. You wanna lean back here, engage your core. So sitting upright though, you're not leaning all the way back. Just enough to scoop out the belly, tucking your pelvis underneath you, digging those heels out in front of you so that they can dig into the mat. Your weights are gonna be facing each other with your palms in towards each other, and you're plugging your elbows into your body. I'll turn to face you. Just like we do in class here, you're just opening and closing, keeping the elbows plugged in towards your body. So you're not sending them out away from you. Exhale, open. Inhale, close it back up. Shoulders aren't lifting up towards your ears, so keep that nice long neck. Just working into the shoulder here. Think about that front part of your shoulder, the muscle moving as you open and close. Now level 2, if you want to challenge, just like we do in class here, you can come into that boat pose whenever you're ready. So sinking onto your tailbone, balancing through your center core here, keeping the movement slow. Even if you just try this for a minute, or, well, not a minute, but a second, and then you put your legs back down, at least you tried. We're gonna hold the arms out in 3, 2, and 1. Now hold them out. If you haven't tried that boat pose yet, now's your chance. We're just gonna pulse. Stay with it, shoulders away from the ears. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. So we're gonna keep those weights close by, but we're gonna head into our bridge. I want you to grab your ball. You're gonna put it between your knees. Again, you could also use a pillow here or something similar, just something that has some movement so that you can press into it with your legs. If you are using a ball, I want it to look like this the whole time so that you're really pressing it together. You're almost flattening it out. So reminding yourself, we need that inner thigh work today. So ball between your knees. You've got your weights, and we're just gonna start with our elbows bent here. Our feet are gonna be about hip distance apart, and then we're gonna roll our pelvis in towards your belly button and start to lift the low back, mid back, all the way up to the tips of those shoulder blades, pressing your knees into your ball here. And then you're gonna bring those arms out nice and wide, away from each other, right out to the sides of your shoulders, elbows slightly bent. And we're squeezing that ball, lifting those hips up, and then just chest press here, that fly here, that chest fly. Think about those hug-a-tree arms, right? So where we make that circle shape with our arms, and we hold on to that the whole movement. Don't let your hips lower here. I know it's a lot to think about. Squeezing through the chest, your glutes, your hamstrings, they should be on fire right here. If you feel those hips start to lower, just press them right back up. We're gonna hold these weights at the top on this next one, and then we're gonna turn them out into goalpost arms. Quick military press here to finish off upper body. And then we'll drop the weights, we'll lower the hips down and just focus on our bridge work. Stay with it, elbows come all the way down towards the floor, press back up through the shoulders. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those weights down and slowly start to roll the spine. Now the weights can come down onto the floor. We're done with those for now. I want your hands pressing into your mat. Your back is nice and flat. Let's get back into our bridge. So start to roll your pelvis in towards your belly button, lifting your spine piece by piece. You're pressing your knees into that ball, coming all the way up, and then slowly lower. I don't want you to stop pressing that ball here. So working those inner thighs the whole time. You're really trying to articulate the spine as you lift. Same thing as you lower. Starting with the tips of your shoulder blades to your mid back, all the way down to your low back. Find that neutral pelvis and do it all over again. We're gonna get into one more lift here, and we're gonna hold it. So coming all the way back up with those hips, finding the tips of your shoulder blades, you're pressing into that ball, and then I want you to pulse it. So press it that much harder, squeeze it in, out, don't let it drop. Lift those hips up, stay with it. Holding your breath is only gonna work against you, so breathe. Shoulders come away from those ears. Navel pressing in. Yes, you can. We're just gonna hold in 3, 2, 1. So just squeeze that ball, hold the hips, lower them an inch, squeeze them back up. Lower the hips, squeeze them back up. Last 10 right here. You're welcome. We've got it. For 5, 4, squeeze that ball. For 2, and 1. Slowly start to lower here. Great job. So now that those legs are warm, we're gonna find our discs, our gliders, our washcloths, whatever you wanna call it. You're just gonna grab one, and we're getting into our runner's kick here. So we're gonna have that glider on your left foot. Your right foot is out in front of you. And I want you to come down nice and low through the right leg. I always do this. I'm still new to showing you guys on video. So I'll show you from the side. You're gonna come down into a hold here so that you're trying to get that right quad almost parallel to the floor and that right knee stacked over your heel as much as possible. Really, your goal is just that it doesn't go past your big toe. So that left foot is behind you, you're up high on your toes, and you're just pressing that glider out and then slowly bringing it in, all while holding your weight through that right quad. Just out and in at your slowest pace. Staying with the breath here. If this is too much for you with your balance, you can always turn this into a front lunge where you would just lift all the way up and then go all the way back down. So you would get some relief straightening that leg in doing so. So if you can stay down, that's what I want your goal to be. Core is tight, hips are square. Shoulders are down. We're gonna press it out, hold it so that that left knee is just underneath the hip. And then we're gonna pulse up and down through the right leg and the left leg. So really trying to sink nice and low, come up, if you can, just an inch or two. Try not to come all the way out of it unless you absolutely have to get right back into it. We're gonna press it into full range. In 5, stay low, just 2, and 1. Drop it back down, press all the way out, and then slowly come all the way in. I know it's burning. We're almost there. You've got 10 seconds at full range. Stay with it. We'll press it out. Hold it there. In 3, 2, 1. Press and hold. Tiny pulse in and out through the glider foot, so through that left leg. Try to sink 1 more inch through the right. Last 10. Yes, you can. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. We're coming into our hot seat. So finding your hot seat or your chair, that's something I didn't mention at the start of class. You want to find a chair that is sturdy, that you can stand in front of, and you're going to hover that left leg, drop your shoulders, big breath in and out. You want to be close to that seat. You're going to slowly start to lower down towards it and then pop right back up as soon as you hit it. Now, depending on where your balance is at, you can have those hands on your hips, you can have them at heart center. Wherever they are, just try not to get any help from that left leg unless you absolutely need to. It can be bent on top of that right leg. Everybody has something different they like. I can't seem to get my balance today. I'm all over the place. The goal is though, pull the navel in to assist that right leg. As you lower, bending at your right knee, really focusing on not bending forward, right? You're gonna do all sorts of things to hurt your joints there. Last 10. Pop right back up, slow on the way down. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Now we're gonna come over to our mat. We're getting into that right leg again. So if you have that resistance band, I want you to put it around your legs, all the way up around your thighs. If I can straighten it out here. If you don't have one, no worries. It's all adds up and burns that outer thigh just as much. This is just a little extra bonus. So I'm gonna stay propped up on my elbow and forearm. You could also lie all the way down onto your shoulder. I just want you to keep in mind, shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked here. Those legs come out in front of you, making a soft V with your body. So they're not behind you, they're not directly out in front of the hips. So again, I'm gonna come up onto my left forearm. We've got our band here, creating a little more extra resistance. That elbow's directly under my shoulder. So if you're doing that as well, that's where I want you to keep it. Try not to lean into it. You're keeping that left oblique lifted and long. So we're gonna lift that right leg and we're just gonna press up. As simple as that. It's not gonna feel like much at first. I want you to try to keep from letting that hip lower down on the left side. Try to keep it long. That oblique's away from your mat. You're just lifting up, lowering with resistance. Stay with it. You should be starting to feel that burn come into play. So at first you're like, Julia, this isn't that much. Well, here it is. Squeeze into that outer part of the right leg. Now on this next one, lift up, start to lower. 1, 2, 3, lift all the way back up. 1, 2, 3, lift all the way back up. 1, 2, 3, squeeze and press. 1, 2, 3, we're gonna hold it high, just pulse. Yes, you can. Whew. We're gonna bend, coming into that clamshell in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew, nice job. So we're gonna bend to both knees in, connecting your heels or just stacking your feet here. And then we're just gonna open that top knee and close back up. Exhale, open, inhale, close. If you can, try to keep your neck long here. We have a tendency to stare down at whatever we're doing down here. So hips are stacked. You can bring that top hand to that top hip to help. And keeping in mind that we're out of our necks, so we're not shrinking in our shoulders into those ears here. Exhale, press. We've got it. Tiny pulses is gonna finish this one. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, press. Whew, I'm shaking. Gosh, I wish I had some music. It's always so funny. Just 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Let's get into our obliques. We're gonna knock them all out right now. Ditch that band, find your discs. We're starting with our twisted cannonball. I like to create some padding since we are gonna be getting all our obliques done at once. For me lately, being on this hardwood floor, I rolled up another mat and then put a towel on top. Just a thought, it'll help save those hands and forearms. We're gonna start in a tall plank, right foot crossing over your left, and then we're just gonna bend those knees until they come underneath your hips, and then slowly press back out for 2, 3, 4. Exhale, twist, pull those knees. Inhale, lengthen back out. Now, a way that you can modify this one is you can drop down to your right knee, put it on one of those gliders or washcloths, left knee stacks on top, and you're just piking your hips. Hips and knees would still be turned out to the side. Stay with your breath. open up that right hip as much as you can towards the floor. Lats and shoulders on fire and helping out here. They're nice and strong. We're gonna go side plank in 10 seconds on that right forearm. Stay with me. You can do this in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Right forearm comes down. You wanna ditch those washcloths and just open up into that nice tall side plank. A way you can modify this one, you can bring that top foot to the floor. You could bring both knees down. Wherever you are here, keep those hips up super high the whole time. Try not to let them sag down towards the floor. Take the weight out of that right shoulder so you're not leaning into it. You're nice and long. Hold it here, just 10. We can do this. We're in a forearm plank next. For 5, 4, keep those hips up, 2, and 1. Forearms come down. We're just gonna hold a forearm plank, and then we're gonna roll right into that left side plank. Your glutes are fired up here. Navel is so pressed up into that spine that those abdominal walls have no choice but to work. Shoulders are away from those ears, and you've got 10 seconds here. If you need a distraction, dip those hips or saw. Just 5. We're gonna keep that left forearm down in 2 and 1. Let's open up. Side plank here. Reach that right arm nice and high. Keep those hips lifted towards the ceiling. Try not to lean into that left shoulder. We can do this. Lift them up that much higher. Pull with your fingertips for 10. We're going twisted cannonball. You'll reset in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. So, quick little break here to reset with your gliders. Coming back into your tall plank. Left foot is gonna cross in front of right foot this time. That's opening your hips, back up. Left hip is down towards the floor this time. And you're bending those knees in underneath the hips and then slowly pressing back out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, press it in. Try to keep those shoulders square. That right shoulder wants to start to open up towards the floor too. Last 10 right here. Quick set of hip dips. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Forearms down. You're dipping those hips to the right. Come up halfway, back down to the right. Roll all the way up and over to the left. Halfway up, back down, all the way up and over to the right. Halfway up, back down, all the way up and over. Yes, you can. If you need to modify, you're coming to your knees, but you're not stopping. We only have 10 seconds. Shoulders out of those ears. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. You did it. Obliques done. Little bit of center core in there. Quick child's pose. We're gonna work our way back up. So coming to your mat, finding that resistance band. Awesome job, by the way. I'm sweaty now. So this thing is all tangled. All right, so creating that soft V again with your legs out in front of you. I'm gonna be propped up on that right forearm and elbow. Soft V with your legs, hips and shoulders are stacked here. And just that simple leg lift. Squeeze and flex through the outer thigh. Exhale, press. Squeeze through it. Inhale, lower down with control. Keep the left leg hovering. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but you're not getting this rest in between. Lifting out of that elbow and shoulder that's on the ground. You're strong through that right oblique. A few more here. We're gonna add on to it, lowering it down with that 3 count. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So exhale up, lower 1, 2, 3. Lift up. Squeeze through your outer thigh. Couple more here. Try not to give up. If you break, get right back into it. We'll hold it up. In 3, 2, 1, press. Tiny pulse. Should be burning. Don't cave. We get to bend those knees in. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees in for that clam. And glue those feet together. Just open up and close. Make sure that hip isn't rolling all the way towards the ceiling. They're staying stacked. Even if it's just the smallest movement with that top knee, I don't care. You're just trying to make it burn. So all the love in your booty right now. One day when we do get back out of the house, we're gonna hopefully have summertime and be putting those shorts on. So still work towards your goals here. Tiny pulses in 3, 2, 1. Lift up, pulse. Stay with me here. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Take off your band. We're gonna find that single glider, getting into that left side kick now. So you wanna be in your hold. That left knee stacking over your ankle as much as you can. You're up high on the tippy toes on the right foot, and you're just pulling in nice and slow. Pressing out. 2, 3, 4. Slowly in. All that weight should be rooted through your left heel. I like to keep my toes lifted, so I'm not pressing my weight in my toes. You can do this so much easier when all the weight's in your toes. Keep your joints stacked. Make that left quad burn. Core is engaged here. That's gonna help. No doubt this is harder than even on the reformer because you're just working with your glider on the floor and your body weight. Let's hold it to where that right knee is just under your hip. So line it up and you're just pulsing. Whew. Yes, you can. I've been doing body rock workouts. I've been doing some circuits with my husband. We're gonna go back to full range in 3, 2, 1. I'll keep telling you here in a second. All the way out, all the way in. And there's this girl on Peloton. She's awesome. She's the best. I'm trying to distract you guys the best I can. She always talks about when you get the sweat like this, you're like a glazed donut. And it cracks me up. I've got the glazed donut thing going on. We're gonna hold it out in this next one. Hold it out. Tiny pulse. Whew. For 10, stay low in that left leg. We can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Let's get into that hot seat. So finding your chair again. We're almost done with our legs. That left leg is in the driver's seat this time. And that right leg is gonna hover, whether it's out straight, on top of the left knee, wherever it is. Pull the abs in, lower slowly, pop right back up. Maybe you'll have better balance this time. If you feel like your balance isn't there, just reset, put that right foot back down and start over. Sometimes you need to find that place in front of you that you can focus on, and it helps. Get into that glute. Quads are burning. Whew. You're welcome. Last 10. For 5, 4, one more here, 2, 1. Awesome job. We're gonna finish off today with some jump planks, plank jumps, whatever you wanna call them. I'm gonna get a little bit of this sweat off. So you're gonna find a tall plank. We're gonna get the heart rate up just a little bit more. So I'm gonna move all this stuff out of the way. Nice tall plank here. 2 options. Either walk your feet up and then press. Walk them back into your tall plank, or you're jumping. Okay, so whenever you're ready, just 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna jump. That frog or plank jump. That's the name I was looking for. Whew. Send your pelvis out in front of you. Squeeze your glutes. In that tall plank, your core is so strong. Yes, we can. 10 more seconds. Whew. We'll hold our plank in 3, 2, and 1. Hold your tall plank. This is your finish. We can do this. This is it right here. You get to come into your child's pose. Fire up those legs behind you. Squeeze your center, glutes, shoulders. Last 10. Big breath. Drop those shoulders for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. Find your child's pose. Bringing your toes together, big toes together. Knees open wide. Couple big breaths here. Really reaching your arms out in front of you. Like glazed donut. One more big breath here. Nice and slowly. Let's find all 4s. I'm shocked. We almost made it to 40 minutes without any interruptions from the kiddos. They worked hard in school this morning. Let's go into those cat and cows. So I told them I was overdue to film a video for you guys. So I told them that they could do a little bit on their iPads while I hang out with you guys and film this. So super grateful for them being so patient. We're gonna find our feet, come up to stand whenever you're ready. So nice and slow. Let's actually take one big breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. You can keep a slight bend in your knees or bend them more if you need to get as close to the floor or your toes as you can. And then interlace opposite hand to opposite elbow. Drop your head here and just sway, releasing any tension in your back, feeling the stretch through the hamstrings, through the calves. Shake the head, yes. Shake it, no, release the hands. And that is it. Awesome job, everyone. Slowly roll up. One more big reach. thank you all so much. I hope you're doing okay through this hard time, our new normal. So stoked to have all of our followers on here. So thank you so much for continuing to support Body Rock. Hope you have a beautiful day. I'll see you soon.